Welcome to another Empires and Puzzles Books test drive video. Today we are going to be looking at the June Hero of the Month, Elradir. I'm going to go with Elradir. Not sure exactly how to pronounce that, but he is the Wild Wizard of the Lunar Woods. So let's go ahead and jump in and check him out. So Wizard class hero. I am obviously not at emblems yet. I only had materials, feeders to get him up to 350. I usually try to test drive at 370, but we're going to roll with this since I was able to get the special maxed at 8 of 8. So he deals 255% damage to the target and nearby enemies. His attack stat when maxed is 766, which makes him the third strongest nature hero as far as attack output. Now this chart that I'm showing you here is part of the details in the game that I keep in my Excel sheets, and this is showing attack output based on 3 enemies. So this helps me compare heroes for the hit 3 events, but this is still relevant with the new raid formations because the hit 3s can hit 5. So these numbers might be slightly different for war currently, since we only have the one raid or the one defense formation for war. But at any rate, Bertilla hits harder, but she is slow, and the Hatter hits slightly harder, but keep in mind he hits uneven because he hits 1 strong and the other 2 at half power. So Elradir is definitely packing quite the punch with the attack. The second part of the special, the caster reflects 100% of the damage received from their status ailments to all enemies for 3 turns. Now I'm going to be curious, if he has 100 dot and he reflects that, does the 100 dot give 20 to each of the enemies, or does he actually reflect 100 to each one? So that would be a huge difference, so I'm going to be looking for that. And then the elemental link gives all nature allies a small amount of mana at the end of each turn for 4 turns. That can't be dispelled. This is fantastic with my Toxicondra because she also gives a small amount of mana. So I think this has the ability to make my team incredibly fast, and I will be test driving him on my nature team. So the passive here, mana from ailments. So if he gets ailments, he is going to gain mana. So you obviously want this here to be used against people who are giving ailments, since that's what he is reflecting. And the passive, this here has an resistance against status ailments that block special skills. So that would be like a Malosi, someone like that. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. I'm actually going to do some friendly battles here. I chose the Gali from my team since they are sporting both Clarissa, who gives the dot over time as an ailment, and Gravemaker, who gives damage over time. So with any luck, we are going to see some damage being done from those damage over times, those dots, and we'll see how he reflects. So let's jump in and let's attack with this new hero of the month. All right, not too much damage now. Okay, so I don't want to use Clarissa because she will cleanse the damage over time. So the hero is receiving 316 each turn. So I'd be curious to see if that 316 gets divided amongst the enemies, or if it is 316 to each enemy. So elemental defense down here. I'm sticking over to the side of the board because I don't want to kill the other heroes. Let's do Elradir, see what kind of power he puts down. 400s. We'll do 1 pop here from the Hatter to take Liana out of the picture. Alright, so now at the end of this turn, let's see what damage. Now, if I had a guess, it's just going to show up quickly above their heads how much damage they receive from that dot. And this is reflect, so he should not get any. So we should see the Hatter and Evelyn lose some from the dot, and then the question is his 316, is that divided, or do they each get 316? Wow, they each get 316. That is huge. That is huge. All right, let's pop that. And that little bit of mana, that got everybody up to speed. That is nice. I gotta play this game. Kill shot from Elradir.
Hey everybody, I'm going to cut this test drive short. Why am I doing that? Because as I was going through my regular rating and looking for people to attack, I realized I was struggling to find defense teams that were still really using a lot of damage over time heroes. So that was part one of my concern. A big part of this Hero of the Month special is the sending back that damage. So part one of that is how many people are really using dot heroes in defense teams anymore. At least on the level that I've been playing at the top, I'm not hitting too many of those. The second concern I have is we are all at a point now that we should be using status ailment removing heroes or those that prevent the status ailment coming in the first place. So I'm finding it very inefficient to play with this Hero of the Month because for them to have that power of sending that damage over time back, you need to accept that power over that damage over time, and I'd rather just remove it and get rid of it. And that lastly leads us to their part of their special that gives us that little bit of mana boost. That combined with Toxicandra was nice. I have had a couple games where that added boost really brought things around as far as the mana generation goes. But for an average hero that is hitting strong and giving a very small amount of mana, I don't know that I'm taking this hero to 480 at this point. Now, I am coming from a place of luxury of having a really stout nature team, and I do not see me unsettling that team for this particular hero. Again, I just don't see the ailment thing being as much of an issue since what we're trying to get rid of the damage over time. At any rate, feel free to disagree with me, put your comments, questions below, but I'm cutting this one short just because if I'm having problems finding appropriate places to test drive them, I'm not going to be investing in this hero at this time. Good luck with your games. Happy tiles.